Pete.
Yeah, as Ken said earlier, it should be a cracker. Two very quick and fluent attacking players, but they can also play safe as well when they need to. That was a great result for Ali tonight, beating Barry Hawkins. It just reaffirmed to himself that he's back to his day job and he can still do it. Great result.
There's the tournament long pot success rate, and Ali ahead in that department. And in the safety department, he's just 1% behind, but maybe that last safety shot will draw him level. And both making centuries, but magnificent 130 from Ali Carter. In fact, he started this match against Barry Hawkins with a 96. So can he reproduce that form this evening against the world number one?
Yeah, no problem there. And talking about the world number one, he could do with the result, couldn't he, Dennis? He's been a top player for a while, Neil, but these big events, they're the ones you want to win. Has won this, of course, but in a couple of tournaments he's looked like he's been nearly at his best and then not played so good in the following round, so a little bit of inconsistency, which is most unusual for Neil. So he'll be looking forward to having a good run in this tournament if he can.
Thanks. Yeah, of course, last season Neil Robertson made over 100 century breaks. I mean, that might stand for quite some time, that record. I know they're playing a lot more tournaments, but what an achievement that was.
Yeah, it's an astounding figure. That's most, well, there's lots of players on the circuit never made 100 centuries in their career. So to do it in one season was phenomenal. Thought in the UK when he beat Peter Ebdon, he was right back to his very best, but the next match he was 5-0 down in the blink to Graham Dott. He nearly got out of that one. Beat 6-5, but that match with Ebdon, I thought he was right back to his best.
Is there a gap there, Peter? You mentioned Peter and Ali's manager there, Steve. Has he got a gap here? Oh, well, doesn't want to hit the blue. Oh, he's left a possible pot. He just caught it a bit too thin, his first red that he made contact with. Just show you it again there. Yeah. Thought he got away with it for a minute, but this is not easy. Well, the first blood goes to the Australian, and a chance now to pot the pink and just cannon a few reds out and maybe clear the pink spot area, because the black's out of commission at the moment.
Yeah, it's not a great chance by a long stretch. This, we showed you that shot of Peter Ebdon there in the audience, and Peter's working with Ali this week.
7.
He's a good man, Peter. He really is, and he's lots of knowledge and lots of experience, and he's helping Ali, and he's in the corner this week, so good move.
Eight.
Well, that certainly opened the reds. It wasn't easy to get right back to where he intended, so we know he's one of the best potters the game's ever seen. And a decent chance, even though the black's tied up.
14.
He's got the reds nicely placed, and the pink on the blue spot helps.
50. 19.
Very crisp. One of the best ball strikers, I think, on the circuit. There's a great authority in the strike when Robertson hits the ball, like a Stephen Maguire type, who they generally hit the middle of the pockets. Watch this, straight into the centre, pure as you like.
Yeah, a bit like yourself as well, John, because when you used to play at the World Championship, you could always tell when you were on the next table the way the balls
26.
hit the back of the pocket.
Not anymore, Dennis.
How do we practice in the practice room? And these tables are absolutely stunning to play on. The cloths are beautiful. Just the pockets are a bit tight.
Meanwhile, I think he's doing quite well here. You can see the way he's lining up here. The balls are quite tricky. They're all lined up and blocking the pockets here. So there's a bit of work needed to be done with the cue ball. Just trying to fathom out which way to go about this.
Do you know, that could be absolutely perfect. I think he's on the red, just to flick the other one away from the black.
33.
Wow, what a delicate shot that was. Just got to be a wee bit careful when he plays the cannon. Just make sure he doesn't get too close to the black. That's what he's worried about. Looks to be ideal, but if there's any doubt, you know, he's got a 33-point advantage. He doesn't have to play on the black, so not a bad choice here, rather than risking that delicate little cannon.
Yeah, absolutely guaranteed to be on a ball after that one, isn't he, playing this way? So, and of course, when you're out there as well and you see the situation exactly and you're right behind it, sometimes it looks a lot different than it does to us in the commentary box. So if you've got guaranteed position like that, take it.
Yeah, I think if he had been 33 behind, he would have played that little cannon and opened things up, but no, he made the right choice there.
And already this evening, and it's only early on, it looks like he's hitting
39.
the ball beautifully. All the players know the importance of a good start, but great for your
40.
own confidence, but more importantly, letting the opponent know that you're here to play is very important. Just sit and watch at the minute, Ali.
Back looking at that red again. Let's see if he's got a better
46.
angle this time. To say if he's guaranteed to flick it out of the way and finish on the black, he will do, but if not, he'll just carry on playing for the pink.
It's one of those tricky ones, this, Dennis, isn't it? Because you can play this and you need to put maybe a tracer side on it and you just get the other red too thin when you run through it. You might not get on the black, so that's what he's worried about. Yeah, I don't blame him screwing out for that one. That could have gone wrong. So, once again,
47.
took the safer option and guaranteed himself position.
How well did he hit this? You could see striking down on the bottom of the ball, and you could see on that slow-mo the cue going through and catching the cloth. And that's, in fact, he got into it too well. He's gone a bit too far. He should be okay, but he does time the ball superbly well, does Neil. He wanted that a bit further up the table.
51.
So he's at the stage now where he's not too many pots away from securing this first frame. He would have wanted a slightly easier pot than this. It's not a gimme by any means.
I always think these are good indicators of how the players are feeling. Mid-range, blind pocket. And straight in the middle again.
52.
Fabulous cue. And that's taking these well.
Watch out, there's a putter about. Because this is a great start from Neil.
Yeah, just
56.
superb. Got to be a little bit careful here. If he plays on the black, he's got to make sure he's through that gap. Just where he is now, he's just having a little look. One thing you can't do is play this, stun it down the cushion too much. You'll snooker yourself. So stun it in, but only very soft.
$57.
He's made 33 centuries this season so far. We talked about that century of centuries he made last season. 103 centuries it was. He's well on the way here. Make sure of the frame first. Just about okay, yeah.
Yeah, once he pots this and plays a little stun shot, he can play up for the
64.
pink here. Just through the gap with the reds. Play on pink or blue if he wants.
$65.
Hugely impressive, this. Can't play better than this.
It's amazing how all the great champions seem to be able to start so quickly in a match. We've seen it throughout the 80s with Steve Davis, the number of times he started with a century break, and then throughout the 90s,
71.
Stephen Hendry used to do it regularly as well.
72.
I don't know whether I'm right or not, Dennis, as well, but a ball hasn't hit the jaw yet. Every single pot is right in the middle of the pocket. So accurate.
$79. 80. $86.
We've had 18 centuries so far this year's
87.
Masters. This looks to be another certain century, you would have to say.
Yes, and if you need an indication of why he's world number one, you've just been watching it. This is absolutely
94.
wonderful stuff. Cue ball control of the highest quality. OK, had one mid-range red
95.
in the middle of this break that he floated in beautifully, but other than that, it's been perfection.
There's Neil's second century in this year's Masters.
101. $103.
He had 117 in this previous round, but as John said, every ball going right in the heart of the pocket.
106.
This is the sort of standard that you can expect with the top 16 players in the world, but it has to be said this year has been exceptional. And we've already had a maximum break from
115.
Marco Fu. But this has been superb. And a little exhibition shot to finish off with.
121.
Well, that is a fabulous
Robertson,
start from the world
128.
number one.
And the frame.
Neil Robertson got one chance, and he cleared the lot with a break of 128, and he leads 1-0.